Savants, the seekers, and sojourners of truth. I am Celestial Earth in this divine energy essence reporting to you live, always in dimension number five. This is our live. We are here to discuss our cosmic messenger. So, for those who are supposed to be here, let me go ahead and tap in. Let me put it in. This is our Saturday night live. I have not done one at all, so I'm tapping you all in. For those who are divinely aligned, those who are connected to the lighthouse, to those of us on the light grid, the wind, the wisdom in the wind, I set the intention to call out to those who this is for in whatever timeline you are on. For those of us who are on the bifurcating timelines, right, who are in the split, I call for those who are hearing a lot about our cosmic messenger, this three-eye atlas, our third eye entity here, our third eye essence that is here. Hi, greetings, love, and light to Clay. What you got to say? This is an invitation, by the way, to have a conversation, and I really am speaking to those on multiple timelines from wherever they are, near and far, to come on in as we align with the stars. Ashe. So this is my birthday, my solar return. So as we open up, while we wait on a little one and two few to get connected, send the connectors out. I'm grounded, right? You're putting words together. I'm grounded, rooted in the earth, and I'm sending out little feeders, little information in the earth. Open up, connecting to those who are meant to be here so we can have this conversation. For Eastern time, it is a bit late. For those in Central and Mountain and Pacific, it's within a decent, evening hour. Right here in Eastern time, it is about 10-ish. So I'm going to play a little something to ring in the celebration of my solar return. A little bit of island style for those who do know this. New birthday special. So let me share this with you, and then we'll go right into speaking with about our cosmic messenger. Ashe, return of Jehudi. But for now, yeah. Let's celebrate. Celebrate life, celebrate life. Yeah. Happy birthday, yeah, my friend. One more year upon them. Give thanks for life. Next year we're doing it again. Yeah. Happy birthday, yeah, my friend. One more year upon them. More life to your cow day until the end. Real from me, no pretend. Big birthday. Bash. If I ever panic, come splash. Give thanks for life. Oh gosh. Watch it, make me got dip in on the stash. Ooh, my wind's celebrating. Hey. Relax. Let me dance with the trees and the breeze. Happy birthday, yeah, my friend. One more year upon them. That was so good, just dancing with the trees. Hey. Wisdom in the breeze. So we love it life. It's another year, so we are rejoice. Be a family around, we not paranoid. That's my family. Hey. 2D consciousness. Heart clean with health and strength when you are worried about. While the most high blessing you. Happy birthday, yeah, my friend. One more year upon them. Come on in, my soul tribers. Let's have this conversation. I don't want you to miss out. Don't worry, we'll do more live. Oh yeah. This is how I celebrate in the earth. Knowing your worth. citrine, solar plexus. Know thyself. One more year upon them. Next year we doing it again. That's me. And the tree. Yeah, yeah, give thanks for a reason. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Live life to your best. Give thanks for a reason. It's the season. Happy, happy, happy. Thank you. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Living life with the trees round the way. Y'all dancing with me? Look, you could never be alone. We could never be isolated because with 2D consciousness, who is ever lonely? We got the elements. We got the breeze. We got the wind, the light, even though it's night right now, but we got light codes, wind codes, all of it lighting up for us. So who can be isolated? But speaking of that, this is why I wanted to talk about the cosmic messenger. There is no isolation. If anything, that's what the cosmic messenger reminds us of. We're getting friendly reminders that not only that you are not alone, but you have never been alone. For thousands of years, you have never been alone. You've been amongst the stars. Yet we have been isolated because of our lack of knowledge, our ignorance, our level. We haven't arrived yet. We're in 5D, y'all. Like, how many people are recognizing what 5D really is? It is the fifth dimension. It is the expression of creation in time, and it is now time for us to come online with our cosmic, our galactic brothers and sisters, our galactic counterparts, if you will, right? Because even when we say brothers and sisters, we put it in a definition of mankind's context. We are one. It is a galactic family that is all interconnected, one through the one mind consciousness throughout time, space, reality that is within space-time reality, from the ethers all the way in. So let's talk about this messenger while we have some time, while we're sharing what I have been sharing with you all, just to catch you up. For those who probably haven't seen the video, maybe the live is something that comes in your feed and you haven't seen the video. If you haven't seen the video, I would suggest going back and looking at the video, the last two videos that I did speaking about the 3-eye atlas. What they call 3-eye is our cosmic messenger in time that is passing through along our ecliptic line. Like, this is all orchestrated. This is all intentional. This is all purposeful. All-purpose flower, y'all. Like, it's an all-purpose flower, and I mean FLOWER, flower, because we are ever unfolding, like the flowers that blossom, that bloom out of, especially the lotus that blooms out of gloom, you know. And this is why the flower of life, Ashe, see, the wind knows, and so the wind blows. Right? The flower of life is ever unfolding in us. We are the ever unfolding flower. And so this cosmic messenger is bringing in the essence of time to us. It's having us, it's like a stamp in time. And it's bringing the messages. It's the return of Jehudi. If you haven't seen it, that is what I'm explaining. That I'm not saying this is Jehudi in and of itself as it existed back then, but it is very symbolic of the energy of Jehudi, of the messenger, right? Just as Jehudi helped Heru in the battle with Set through messages. This is to show you how important information is. This is an information activation. Ashe. And how dare I come out here without my glasses. Right? Indulgence, I think it's, indigenous. See, this is why I needed the glasses. Indigenous people knew and know we never We're isolated. Yes, knew we are never isolated, like the Dogon tribe, like, right? We had our indigenous people who knew that we were always surrounded. We were never really alone. We just felt alone. We haven't been as connected because we hadn't matured enough as an inhabited world, planet. We hadn't matured enough to come to that level. We have to, this is like a graduation. This is like a cosmic graduation as well. So we have to level up to get to that space of where we can receive information, we can pass on information, we can participate on a level with our colleagues, if you will, our galactic colleagues. That's what we're coming online to. So that takes time. Peace, love, and light. Is that Calvin? Shalom, shalom. Welcome to my solar return as we discuss the cosmic messenger that is looming through that is on a route. Let me not say looming as if it's wandering around. That is on a calculated and well divinely orchestrated route through our system. The cosmic messenger known as 3i Atlas. So right now, whatever information you have, this is where we're sharing information. We're doing what the cosmic messenger does. Sharing information. We're letting off some gas, right? Just like it is releasing gases. That's why it says the mass is getting smaller as it releases gas. Let's release some gas. Let's let go some information, because that gas is simply representing the primordial waters. Ashe, ashe, right? And joking. Peace, peace. What does it say, Queen? I really need my glasses. Haha. Before you believe that stuff out there, I think it says, let me see if there's more to that. So what do you mean, like, when you say believe that stuff? When you believe that stuff out there, believe their stuff out there. So their stuff, I don't bite. This is why I really want to have this conversation, because there is information that I was getting about what's happening cosmically before I even knew 3i, or what they call it, what they name it, and the information that they give it, right? This is why we have to realize the splitting timelines. The information that they give it out of fear is not truth. Right? It's not some alien or something to fear. This is a part of our cosmic existence, and we're all intrinsically connected. And so even if they never told us that, this would be something that is happening. This would be something that we are a part of. The information, if you understand even the stars and the cosmos, you will see how the messenger is really coming through. Jehudi being that cosmic, that messenger in time, right? The emerald tablets are information that is, on the heart. And I call it the emerald tablets because it's the tablets that are in your heart, green like the heart chakra. It means that all the information that you need is in the heart, and the heart is the subconscious of the soul. So there's so many levels to this, and this is why I wanted to discuss it, so we can speak on different perspectives and put it together, because we each have a piece of the puzzle. You may hear different people talking about this. You may hear me call it one thing, you may hear someone else call it something else, because we're all getting different contexts, different pieces of the downloads. It's so much information. There's so much dormant information that is being unlocked right now, and that is a catalyst. This messenger that is passing through is a catalyst. It is a part of unlocking these codes. You know how they say we got all this junk DNA? That junk is not junk. It's ancient codes that are embedded in our DNA, our God encryption that is in our DNA. And we've been activating it. Some of us have been activating these codes just by doing certain shadow work, certain soul work, right? Let me see before I lose the message. Let me see. I got my eyes now. Brought it to me. Yes, heart equals earth. Even the words, if you notice, every single letter in heart is rearranged in earth, because the heart is the earth. This is why I say the heart when I speak of every planet connecting to each and one of our energy centers. All nine planets are, affiliated with each of our 9 energy centers, including the soul star and the earth chakra beneath us. The heart chakra is affiliated with earth. Ashe. Jacob's ladder is your spine. Yes, I'm aware of that too. See, I love, oh, you metaphysical, and I like the metaphysical. All right, Jacob's ladder is your spine. God's temple is your skull. Everything is symbolic. Ashe. And that's what I said about Jehudi being symbolic. This messenger is symbolic of how they define Jehudi. If you understand the God Jehudi, you understand the messenger. When you have, for those of you who have the 5D calendars, this is why if you look at the 5D calendars, Calvin, you got to get a calendar. You're going to love it. If you like metaphysics, you're going to love this calendar. And in Gemini, that is our month of Jehudi. And so these months, they equal, there are principles of these months. There are attributes, there are qualities. And so these principles or laws describe each house, all 12 houses or all 12 gates, right? And so Jehudi, when they first saw, this is to tie in the Atlas, when they first saw the Atlas, when they first saw 3i, the third eye, we could call it the third eye, we could call it the Trinity, because it is a Trinity activation as well. But when they first saw it, it was during the Gemini rising, which would be the Jehudi rising. So now you see the symbolism, and now you see this is how the energy speaks to us through these symbols in time. These symbols in times are codes in our minds that are embedded in our minds, and it leans on according to our interpretation. This is why they say the God never gives you more than you can bear, because it is according to what you understand. How I interpret something is different from how you would or someone else. And that's why I said you may hear different people call it different things, right? But it is all the same. It is one and the same. We just have different interpretations, but it doesn't mean that one or the other is wrong. It just gives it volume. Our differences gives the explanation volume and volume in the context of things. Rashe? Right? So I don't even know what year we are in, right, Calvin? This why you need to get the calendar. I don't like to tell people what they need to do, but you're gonna love the calendar. Go ahead and email me, get your calendar, put your order in for your calendar, because it really breaks down everything. And according to the calendar, I call it a return to Kemet, a shift in time. And so I go by the Mayan calendar, the Ethiopian calendar, which is the year of 2017. Because when they created the Gregorian calendar, they bumped us up 8 years ahead. 8 is infinite. So when you think about it, they put us in an infinite lock in time. They locked us in time to control our minds. And so this is why it's important to unlock. That's why I was guided to, even once I found the cosmos and started to, when I found the connection to the cosmos, not like I discovered the cosmos, but when I found a connection in that way through sacred geometry, through the divination of numerology, it started to speak to me and point me back to the origins of time, which is according to the cosmos, which is according to the seasons. And so there are different calendars. There's no one particular calendar, because no one man can own the time. But there is a divine structure, a divine orchestra of time. So this is what, and then what I did with the year was I went by the Mayans when they said 2012 would be the end, and the 2012 would be the end, right? But it's really the end of an era, the end of an age, so that a new world could begin, which is what happened in 2020. So 2020 was the real 2012. And so I went back to that when I saw that the Ethiopians was the only current thing to this date that is holding down the timeline of the Mayan calendar. So there has to be something to that. So The year I go by on the calendar is 2017, which is a universal year of 10, which is 1. So it puts us back ahead of where they tried to put us back. So they put us 8 years behind with the Gregorian calendar. They jumped up 8 years and put us 8 years behind to throw us off. When you go by that year, it actually puts us, if you go by the universal year, it puts us a year ahead. So while everybody is in universal year of 9, right? We are in universal year of 10, which is 1. Ashe? So, with that said, let me go ahead because I saw you said something earlier. I wanted to get back to that. Let me get back to that. Yahweh. Okay, what is Jehudi? Yehudi, Jehudi. Yes, there are different ways to spell it. Jehudi is the Kemetic god. You may hear it known as Thoth. 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 That is the Greek name, the bastardization, the Greek bastardization of Egypt. That is their Greek Egyptian name of Jehudi. So our origins, our Kemetic origins would call him Jehudi, and this was considered the messenger. Remember that these gods represent archetypal energies, right? So people think, oh, you believe in these many gods. No, it's energy. And there's many different pathways. There's many different levels of energy. So Jehudi represents this energy whose principles are all about message, communication, travel, mind movement, to move energy through mind. And this is why Gemini is representative of that as well, because Gemini, well, the Greeks gave these names. But this month, that month, which we call Jehudi now, or I call Jehudi, as I'm going by the principles, because Jehudi matches the principles of what Gemini is. Remember, what they take from us is what they've learned from us. So the same qualities of Gemini, which is, and we're not talking horoscope. Horoscope is horror. The same attributes of Gemini, the principles, are the principles of Jehudi. So it has everything to do with communication. It has to do with travel. This is why Mercury rules that particular house, because Mercury also is a celestial body energy whose principles are about travel and communication, the mind. All of that is intertwined. Ashe? So that's what Jehudi is. So not Yahweh, because I see you say a question with Yahweh. So it's not Yahweh, it's Jehudi. It's spelled Djehuty, or some may spell it without the D, and they may just spell it with the J and an I at the end. So there's different spellings. You can Google it. You can look that up as well, right? We agreed to use this. Let me go up some more. We agreed to use this. Our brains are receivers. Yep, not everyone gets to know, as it's a big burden of information, quite scary to be honest. Oh, ashe to that. And this is why a lot of people are afraid. They're afraid of information because to whom much is given, much is required. So this is why they say sometimes ignorance is bliss, right? So they want to be in the ignorance, which keeps them from having responsibility in where much is given onto you. We're all receivers. We're all receivers of information, and this is why we're receiving information right now. The information is really being activated. Energy is light and information. I call it energy, light, information. So if it's energy, it's light. If it's light, it's information. If it's information, all you get what I'm saying. It's all synonymous. So if we are moving around as energy, that means we are carrying light. That means we are carrying information. The light is light codes. The energy is a currency. It's a frequency of information. So we're receivers of this information. We're all like neurons. We're cells on this soul, on this body of earth. And we're all carrying information, and we're all responsible for the advancement even of the planet according to our portals of light, because we're all conduits of light. Ashe. That's why when they say, oh, too many people on this earth, that's a lie. The more people that are here on this earth, the more you have the more conduits of energy you have, the more portals of light that can process the light. Not that all of us are processing it well, right? This is why we have to update our processors, our Intel processors. We're getting updated. We're getting upgrades. Let me upgrade you. Let me upgrade you. Introduce you to some new thing. That's what I feel like the cosmic messenger is coming through and doing. Like if the cosmic messenger had a song, it's like I could see it coming through our solar system. Like, let me upgrade you. Let me upgrade you. Introduce you to some new things. And this is what we're here to receive. We're here for it. Nothing to fear. It is divine time that is bringing us near and dear for our grand appear, right? We're appearing right now. Cosmic graduation. Ashe. 365 days equal 13 months. Yep, I calculated that too. That's also, there's the 13-month calendar, which is what the Mayans went by. And when I worked it out, like I will have probably 3 different calendars when I'm done with this. This was just the first calendar. The other calendar, we don't even want to get into that. Do we want to get into that? Like we talk about the messenger, and I feel like I'm going into the calendar, but it's okay. It's all good and great. But the other calendar it's 9 days in a week, right? And I'll have to talk about that and break that down a whole nother day. But it's 9 days in a week. So it's not a week of 7 days. It's a week of 9 days, and which means it's like 9. There's like 3 weeks in a month, and 9 and 3 is 27. So each month has like 27 days, and that's a whole nother calendar. And then there's the Mayan calendar, which I like to go by that as well. Has the 13 months. I worked it out. I saw the 13 months. I thought it was crazy at first, but I worked it out and was like, oh, there's 13 months, right? That's what I'm saying. Bible God is an imposter. Trapped us here. Yep. We've been trapped like rats. And that's why the messenger plays a part in unlocking these codes. The more we come online, the more we unlock these codes, the more we release the old paradigms, the old constructs, the outdated information is collapsing, right? So all of this that had us trapped, all of that is collapsing. That's why people are leaving churches in droves. People are leaving institutions. And some of them don't know why. Some of you are leaving jobs that you've been in for however many years. Some of you are leaving relationships that you have been in however long, because everything is changing, right? Things are ever changing, but we are now in tuned a little bit more, and we're a little bit more sensitive to the frequencies, right? Saturn, God, yep, 3D to the 5D transformation, which is what's happening. This cosmic messenger is coming at a divine time to help us cross that bridge into the 5th dimension. As we're in 5D now, know that we are also getting 5th density light that is coming through our sun, our server as the sun. And this cosmic messenger is passing really close by the sun. Its purpose is to come through our system to engage as it releases these gases into our sun, which works as a server, receiving light codes from the galactic center as well. And it's amplifying, activating the release even of the sun, as the sun releases its solar winds, the solar flares that are nothing to fear. Again, as they may try to fearmonger you, there's nothing wrong with the flares. It's, if you look at the sun as giving information, it is our server that is giving us information. Look at the flares as flares of information, right? It's what my daughter would call flash for miles. So it flares, and as it bursts of its flares, it sends its solar winds our way, and the solar winds come into the earth. If you could see these waves of energy that come in our field, over and under and into our field, penetrating our field. And as it comes into the earth, we receive it, just like the plants receive light codes, so do we. And so what I want to say too, for a lot of us that are receiving this is intense. This is very intense times right now, as it's passing through our ecliptic pathway, and activating also our nodes. What are we supposed to be getting out of our nodes? So please look into your connection with North Node Pisces, South Node in Virgo. There's no coincidence with that right there, right? So what I want to say to us is first of all, let's not believe any of the fear mongering about this. Let's embrace the cosmic messenger that is coming to help upgrade. It's not imposing, it's not giving you anything. It is simply like a vibrational match. It is matching you where you are. And believe it or not, it's those of us that have been doing the work, those of us that have been doing like living in integrity. When I say doing the work, I mean you are in coherency, you're living in integrity. And those of us we're sending out frequencies, right? We send information out to the galactic center as well, believe it or not, individually as well as collectively. The more of us that do what we're supposed to do, there is a collective outpour, if you will. It sends a message. It's kind of like saying, do, we are here. This is where we are now. The masses have grown. So now it is time, and we help set in pace for that which is to come into alignment with us, to help us in the upgrade, to help us into 5D, which is the love frequency. For some of you right now, you may feel like, wow, I'm seeing things so differently now, especially if you've been doing the work. You're seeing more patience. You're expanding your capacity for compassion, less judgment towards others, even with yourself. You're being a little bit more understanding, because when you're in the love frequency, that's like synonymous with understanding. It's automatic that, and I'm talking about true understanding, standing under true principles. A lot of you may be feeling the difference, and that's how you know you really shift into another timeline, because the things that used to irritate, frustrate, agitate you, it's not that you don't notice them, but it doesn't trigger you in a way where you go for the misappropriated ego. It doesn't trigger you in the fallacies of your consciousness, right? Instead, it engages you in your soul unfolding journey. It calls you, see, there's the wind, the wisdom in the wind. It calls you into your journey. It calls you into your alignment even more. And you feel glad, you feel happy. Like I was asked a question like today, like, how are you happy about your life? And I'm like, there were things that was like, maybe I didn't like it to go that way. But when you have a certain spiritual maturity, when there's a certain spiritual maturation in your soul, you are grateful for being able to have the opportunity to be here in this time space reality, and to work on the challenges that you set forth out to work on. And that is exhilarating. That is rewarding. That is a true graduation. So you are looking at things through the scope, through the eyes of beauty, goodness, truth, Venus, the Venus aspect, in which this interstellar consciousness, I can't even call it an object, because it's not just the object flying through. This is a consciousness. It is consciously doing what it's doing as it's interacting with us and helping us with the integration of the bifurcation of what is happening. Ashe? Let me see. I know I've missed some stuff. Thought knowledge. Yes. Jehudi is thought knowledge. Demons are emotions. Oh, that sounds like a topic. That sounds like we got to do a video about that. I would say you're misappropriated emotions, because emotions are energy in motion. And so we need that flow of energy. But if we are not mature, if we not, have a maturation in our spirit, if we are not diligent in our spiritual work, if we're not a good watchman of our soul, then we allow the parasitic energy to exploit our feelings, which feelings come in to indicate to you what is going on. It indicates to you what is happening around you. Feelings are our sensory, right? It's kind of like our thermometer that you put it in something to test the air. Like, feelings are that. So we need that. But we need to be in, I don't want to say in control, because I don't even like that word control. We need to be responsible. There you go. Able to respond to our feelings in the right way, that we get to it before we allow the parasitic energy to exploit it. Because wherever there are wounds in you, and this is why we have to work on processing. Process all old, outdated stories and narratives. Process all old, outdated wounds that no longer serve you. These are the ones who are ascending into the 144 frequency. Some of you may be doing it and you don't even know that you're doing it, because it's about integrity. It's not so much about what you know and the knowledge and how many books you read. It is about activation. It is about the activity of what you know. It is about even intuitive activity. You can be intuitively guided to releasing certain old stories and old timelines. You may be carrying things in your bloodline, not just from this lifetime, but a previous lifetime. Karmic trauma that you are here to remove and release. You've set out on a mission to do that. And so we're here to be a part of that as well. This is all part of our multidimensional existence. And so our cosmic messenger is here. It's saying it's time. It's here because we're here. And we're here to welcome its presence. It's coming by in a friendly way because it knows how, mankind is. Look how they out there panicking already. Oh my God, it's the aliens. So it's not threatening at all. It's coming by and helping us, even though some people are rejecting it. And its friendly existence is like, hey, it's okay. Because nothing is here to force you out of anything. It can only add to you. It can only be an additive to your soul's advancement. So wherever you are, and if you want to maximize your engagement with these frequencies, I would strongly suggest in continuing to look in yourself, do introspective work, do releases. If you haven't been to any of my workshops, please check out a workshop. Sign into a workshop. I've been doing it since 2021, and every workshop, every time I hear the same thing. People are digging into their soul and unlocking codes deeply embedded in their subconscious mind and bringing it to the forefront, bringing it to the light of your consciousness, to the awareness, to the light of your soul. And so the next workshop, as I say that, the next 3-day workshop, I usually do a quarterly 7-day workshop with the moon. The next one is coming up in December. But the 3-day workshop, I have one coming up the following weekend, starting Friday. So please get in on that. It's going to be on the root chakra, entirely on the root, so we can see what fears are there that we need to transmute, right? In order to get into the love frequency, we have to transmute fears. Fear is the opposite of love. There are only two feelings, fear and love. Everything else is a subdivision feeling of said feelings. So any other feeling that you have, all you have to do is ask, is it fear-based or is it love-based? That's it. That's all you need to know. So if you feel frustrated, is it fear-based? Is it love-based? If you feel satisfied, content, happy, is it fear-based? Is it love-based? If you feel jealousy, if you feel lonely, if you feel disappointment, fear-based. And let me say this for those who don't know, expectation is fear-based. The opposite of expectation that is love-based is acceptance. So if a lot of you have been feeling yourself move into more acceptance of things, and I don't mean over compromising yourself, I mean true acceptance, meaning you recognize things for what it is and without judgment towards others. You have true discernment, but you're not judgmental. That's balance. Without judgment, if you can have true acceptance of what it is, how it is, who that person is, then you are operating in the love frequency. You are that much closer to it, that much deeper in it, in the love frequency. If you are still moving with expectation, and this is why you got to watch your feelings, like, oh, I expected this. And it happens to all of us. Whenever I catch myself, I say, oh, that was the problem. See, the problem is I was expecting. I expected so and so to do this, or I expected this to happen. And that's when you have to pull the reins in and correct yourself and say, oh, okay, I should have accepted what is as it is. Ashe. Atoms are light. Ashe, you are so right. All atoms are light, and we are atoms. We are atoms. We're neurons. So this is why I said we're portals of light. If we're light, we're atoms. Right? Our eyes receive information. We do not see. We do not see. We do not see. We receive. Yes. So our receptivity is how we see. So when I say see, let me fix my third eye right here. My 3-eye atlas. My third eye atlas. We see with that third eye. I mean this. For those of you maybe thinking I'm talking about the stone. We see with our third eye. The third eye is our inner sensory in every way. Inner sight, inner hearing, inner taste. All those 5 senses to the next level is a 6th sense. Ashe. So all that we receive is an insight. And therefore it is still seeing. Not this seeing, but seeing. Right? Let me see. Smoking a J is all good. Love these talks. Right? Ashe, I'm glad you love it. You love it. You like it. I love it. Weak equals weak. I felt that when I was saying it. I felt it, and I didn't even know that you had written that. But I did feel, I do want to move from saying weak. I'm actually going to call them strength, the opposite of weak. And I know some people will say, oh, words this, but those of us who know that words are power, we do have to practice implementing words of truth, words that are on the love frequency, love, words that are strength. So you're right. I felt it. I felt the correction when I was saying it, but I didn't want to go into explaining it. So yes, thank you for bringing that up. And I do understand to overstand and understand that a weak is weak. And these are words they put on us to drain our energy and make us weak all the way to the weak end. Right? When it's really a strength and a strength end. Right? Spell work. It's crazy. I know. Let me see. I missed so much. I missed that much. Oh, y'all been going in. I'm up here taking my time with everything. I was a druid at some point. I lost everything after 2019 was wild, pure dark night of the soul. Oh, yes, it was 2019, especially towards the end, was real dark night of the soul, preparing us for 2020, which was really 2012. Right? Is that why everything feels too much? Yep. Have ADHD. Yep. Everything, a lot. Ooh, see, these are things that we really, really want to talk about and get into with mental health. This is why a lot of people are having an attack on their mental health. Everyone is getting attacks, even those of us who are doing the soul work. I get mental attacks from time to time, and I have to recognize it. And when I feel it, it's like, oh, this is a mental attack. And it can feel so real. It can feel so, it's in the feelings, it's embedded. But yes, a lot of things, you may be hypersensitive to some things, and sometimes what's happening, this is the way I like to explain it. The way these informations are coming in, it affects everyone differently, and this is why it's important to process certain things. if there is, and it's hard to tell what any one particular thing is for any one particular person. Um, but there may be things lodged in your mind body complex as pain bodies and such. And as these, you have to kind of imagine it that as these lights are pouring in, look at it like waves, energy, electromagnetic waves, however you want to look at it, it's pouring into us. And we have these dark, I call it dark matter, right? Dark matter chatter, dark matter spots. We got these spots in us. And these spots are like blocks and blotches, and this light is coming through, and it wants to come through us, it wants to channel through us to speak to ourselves, to speak to our body, to speak to our consciousness, and to the earth through us. But when we have these blotches, right, it makes it hard for it to get through. And it is connected to, like I said, our pain body, the nerves, the nervous system, which is our crown, connects to our crown chakra. And it poses as hindrance, as blockages. So as it's trying to go through, if you can remember, if you all remember that game that you play when like you drop something in and it has to go through and it falls on these little, I don't know what to call it. Like I'm thinking of a game show when I'm seeing it. What is that? The Price is Right. And they would have this big round thing and they would put it in and it has to go do. It has to go through it, but it gets blocked and stopped at these little nooks on the wall. It's kind of like that. This light is wants to come straight through and flow through, but we have these nooks. These spots are like these nooks. And these nooks are like blockages for the light energy information. It is the resistance. And this is why we have to find the resistance. It's not enough to not know. You know, some people say, well, I don't know. We got to find it. And believe me, it's coming up. Things that we need to deal with, the cosmos help bring it up for us. It comes up. The question is, do you want to deal with it and face it at that particular time? Ashe? So yeah, that's something we definitely could go into a little bit deeper as well. All code I see. It's writing. I feel like something big is coming. That's right. The cosmic messenger. Something big is here. The cosmic messenger is very near to us. All right. I'm in some hermit energy truth. And that's what some of us may need to be in a hermit right now, because that's how you're calibrating, right? Sometimes we have to turn off all of that outside external sensory so that we can go in and pay attention to the internal sensory and sensations, right? Not bothered by anything does. Yes, the fire will come back. Zero motivation, not bothered about anything. I completely get that. Sometimes a lot is coming and it takes your motivation, and you just have to, what I would say is work with your crown chakra. Work with your crown chakra, because it's also about finding the beauty in things. If you can find the beauty in anything, it helps with inspiration, aspiration. Find the beauty even in a flower. It's like just like how I found the beauty in dancing with my tree. Like I genuinely enjoy my 2D consciousness, which is all earth life, plant life. Find the beauty in when you see the rainbow, because when I see the rainbow, it reminds me of going to my rainbow within, the promise codes that are within you. When you see the rainbow, it's reminding you to check your rainbow, and there's beauty in that. I find beauty in sitting in the sun, right? And then when you really mature, when you really get to it, you start to find beauty in your challenges, because the challenges have come to bring you to what you have come here to transcend. So we find beauty in that. So beauty, when you can find beauty, that's one of the questions I ask in my workshop when we're working on the crown chakra. There's questions that I give for each chakra. And one of the questions is, can you find beauty in things around you? And I'm not talking superficial beauty, because when there's beauty, there's natural interest. You have an interest when you find beauty, and therefore the beauty is connected to the truth and the goodness. And if you can find that innate beauty inside of anything, then you can find truth and you can find goodness, and there your motivation will, come up. The fire does come back at some point, right? And then Clay, thank you. Clay was saying, I make myself grateful. Find gratitude in anything. Tell yourself, I can find an attitude of gratitude in anything. I've achieved a lot and been through abusive traumas. That's why you're here processing those traumas. A lot of the information that is coming through, a lot of the time, the things that are collapsing is to help us, find the karmic traumas. That's why you got to pay attention to the cosmos. That's why Saturn is in Pisces right now, at the final degrees. It's helping us to close out, these karmas from past lives. This is why Jehudi was here during the, what is it we did? Halls of Amenti. Jehudi's presence was very much there. And we're talking about, again, representing the cosmic messenger, whom they had already been talking about, its existence. So it was here deeply taking us deep into our past lives. If you had allowed it, if you had opened yourself up to. Everything is choice point. So when you're working on anything, it's what you choose to open yourself up to. It's what you say yes to. Because when you say yes to the universe will always say yes to you, but you got to say yes first. Ashe? So yeah, there's a lot of traumas that we are working out of our soul. I think I failed the life mission of the illusion, if that makes sense. It does. I get what you're saying. And another thing that this cosmic messenger is helping us to do, it's triggering these illusions of separation, right? And you didn't miss anything. There's always time. It's just a matter of when you choose to unwind within time. That's why I push time, y'all. That's why I do my time pushing, because every time I push time, it helps me to unwind that tight grip that they defined time for us. It helps me to free up space within time. And you actually get to unwind. So you didn't miss, you didn't fail. You might have missed the mark on something, right? We might have had a little sin. Sin just means miss the mark. You might have had a little oopsie, right? But there's still time. This is why get a hold of this while you can. Between now and March, this 6-month window from that ecliptic window that we had with the past eclipse, leading up to the next ecliptic window in March, when we have our lunar and solar eclipse in Pisces and Virgo again. That's why the cosmic messenger is traveling on our ecliptic path. And I'm going to do a video talking about a little bit more of it, the part 2 of the one I just did earlier, so I can really explain this ecliptic path, the nodes, and what it's doing for us. Like personally, what it's saying for us, it's helping us to unlock, to tap in to the spiritual house, North Node in Pisces. It's intentionally passing through at this purpose in time, and it's engaging us with Mars, our masculine planet. It's helping us with the balance of masculine, feminine energies as it passes by Mars and Venus, and the sun in between the two. Right? It already passed by Mars, then it has the sun, and then it's going to pass by Venus. And then while we work through that, these 4 months right here, there's an intense thing happening. October, November, December, and even up to January, right? November is going to be a critical month. I call it the month of retrograde, because a lot of the planets are going to be in retrograde. Maybe about 6 of them. About 6, either 5 or 6 of them are going to be in retrograde. And that is giving us an opportunity to go back. So you see, like how you feel like, oh, I missed something, I failed something. No, the retrograde, and be ready for it. The retrograde is going to help us go back. So don't get mad when things show up, y'all. Toughen up. Say it with your chest. I am that I am. And roll your sleeves up and be like, hit me with your best shot. You got to look like Tina Turner in the limo when Ike hit her and she was like, that all you got? That all you got? Ike, that the best you could do? Like, we gotta face it like that when we're in November, in the month of Sekhmet, according to the calendar. And so these retrogrades are going to help us really look at retrograde in Saturn, retrograde in Uranus, retrograde in, and these are like the outer planets, retrograde in, the only outer planet that's not going to be in retrograde is Pluto because it just went direct. All right, we're going to have, I believe, Jupiter, like it's going to be a 5 of them in retrograde, and it's going back over what we may have missed over the past couple of months, and it's giving you an opportunity particularly to look at those illusions, because that's what Saturn and Neptune has been doing particularly for the past 2 years, breaking illusions. So much exposure, exposing so much so that we can break the illusions within our own selves, not just out there. Don't just think about, oh yeah, I saw that illusion. Did you see the illusions in you? That's the important part. We have been carrying some illusions over time, within time. Did you see those illusions? Ashe? Family illusions, traditions, holidays. These holidays are major distractions. You can't be out of the matrix if you're still tied to these holidays. I'm being honest. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad. A lot of spiritual people, like I can tell the difference in the different levels of spiritual people by who are still celebrating holidays. Not trying to take the fun out of anything. There's ways that you can still have fun enjoying soul experiences, soul work, learning your natal chart. Like we can make new, true traditions, true cosmic traditions, and get out of the matrix. If you are still celebrating these things, again, not making anyone feel bad, but this is a divine introspection. We got to look heavy at this. I look kind of sideways at some. This is how I know who to listen to. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. Let me let you in a little bit. This is how I know when I'm listening to certain people on in social media and whatever. When I hear them talk about certain things, they could be as spiritual as they want to be, but when I hear them start talking about what holiday they gonna celebrate, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, they, no judgment, it's discernment. I can discern that you're still attached to certain things in the matrix. When I hear certain things, when you're spiritual, but you're all engulfed about politics, or you're all engulfed about certain topics like how to keep your last name, your slave name, speaking for my melanated people, how are you going to keep your slave name? A name that was given to you, it's not even your real name, then it shows me you and you're so tied and invested in keeping this name and passing it on to your children. Your name is your nature. So if you want to change the nature, if you want to break some serious generational codes, you got to change your nature, which means you got to change your name. Not telling anybody what they got to do, but this is how I discern what is true. People are showing you and telling you, and you don't got to make them feel bad about it. It just helps me to discern who I'm lending my ears to. Who am I listening to? Who am I getting, making connections with? So, things like that we got to look at. All right. Let me see. I know there's so much I'm doing my best to keep up with everybody, and I don't think I'm going to be able to answer each and every one of the comments. But this is good. I like that you all are talking. I like that you all are talking it up. Before I go, are there any questions? Because I can go back and read some of the questions and answer them. chakra spots. I think I have major blockages. Yes, so you may want to join. See, Spirit just had me go to that one and I'm just rolling. So I'm going to say, Calvin, you may really want to join the next, especially the 3-day one coming up next week. So email me at akilatextry@gmail.com. Email me if you want to get in on this, which I believe it is definitely going to be helpful at this time. Not I believe, I know. And for me to see that, that means that this is something you're going to want to work with. Removing the blockages. This is exactly what we're going to talk about specifically with the root chakra. Ashe? Yes, Clay. Okay, I see. And did I see anything else? Are there any questions about the messenger, about 3-eye, third eye, that you may want to know? Calvin said, I don't even celebrate birthdays. I just sang my whole birthday song. But to be honest with you, today I honored my daughter's belated birthday. And so I wasn't even really paying attention to my birthday. People are calling like, hey, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. It's my birthday. And so, yeah, I do honor my solar return. And I think the way that we should look at it, we don't have to celebrate it the way they taught us. But what's coming up to me now, and I'm going to share it with you, and I may talk about it more, is annually, when your solar returns come around, your solar return comes around, we should crack open that natal chart and look at what planets are in alignment currently that may be right where they were during your birth, because there is a connection there and those energies are working tightly with you in that particular moment in time. And it's good to look at to see how your year has been according to your natal chart. So every year, every time we have a lap around the sun, we need to crack open our natal chart and pay attention from whence we have begun. Ashe? So is there anything else? Anything else? It's speeding up and slowing down. Outside galaxy, that's the pulsations. There's a pulsation going on, if I'm reading this correctly. Not sure. So yes, there's a lot of is this the ship? Write email down so I can screenshot. Let me see. I don't know if I can put it in. Can I put it in here? I may have to go back to your comment and respond to it to put it in here. But to spell it out, can I write it? Like, look, I'm not technically inclined like that. I need to stop saying that. I'm working on it, but at this moment in time, I can't see where to write that. So I could spell it out for you, and then I'll see if I can go back in here. And you can always go to my regular videos because I put it in every description. I put my email in every description. You could just tap on any one of the videos. It's akilatextri@gmail.com. Ashe, ashe. Yes, you'll find it. I trust that you will. So before I go, this was beautiful. You just had me in all kind of discussions. I love conversing. So thank you for the conversation. I'm glad you and Clay could also chop it up because I couldn't get to every single question. What I want to say before I go in reminding us about these energies, knowing how we play a part with this messenger, know that it is not a threat. Know that we are here to interact. We are here to receive. There's something that Spirit was reminding me of, and I'm really trying to catch it back. But it'll come back because I'm doing a series. So if I don't catch it here, it'll come back, and I will definitely share that information with us. I want us to be aware of the frequencies and what to do, what we can do. Let me leave you with this. What could we be doing during this messenger time as information is being activated? We can be grounding. And I'm feeling a vibration right now. I've been feeling it for quite some time too, a vibration like in the earth beneath me. We can ground. Please ground a lot. If you're feeling weirded out, if you feel a little thrown off, go outside, take off your shoes, walk barefoot in the earth, because that is going to be your medicine, right? And understanding that what we do in our integrity is the resonance that is going to resound during this time, during this process. So as you're ascending, it's what you have in the integrity of your heart, how you move with integrity, not what you're saying on the outside, but what you're aligned with at the truth of your being in your heart. This is about heart expansion, and we are in the heart chakra season. So there is that, even that is no coincidence that we see this green. If you look at it, it's a green, it looks like a green comet coming through, and it was coming from the red. This is why I'm even doing the root chakra on that particular day, starting on Friday, which is going to be a root heart day, right? Coming down from the new moon. And I'll explain that later because I'd have to go into a whole explanation, but it's a root heart day that Friday. And when they first saw this, they saw it looking red and then green. So coming from the root, which is our galactic center, into the heart, into the earth, into the green, bringing that message this way. Green meaning the emerald tablets that are written in your heart. So the messenger has always been there. Our ancient ones have kept these, the keepers of time, space, they have kept these messages encoded in the heart, in the earth. So there are a lot of cues and clues in the earth. I also suggest getting connected with all 2D consciousness, getting connected with the elements, understanding the elements, hugging a big old tree, sitting under a big old tree and just taking a couple of deep breaths. You don't have to overthink. You don't have to try to figure it out. If you sit there, trust me, this is a part of trusting the earth. If you just sit there in silence for even like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, what needs to come up will come to you, because you have sat in receptivity. You have allowed yourself to be receptive. All right. Thank you, Spirit. So what Spirit was just bringing back to me was the message of the three, the Trinity, the three in the 3I. There's a Trinity in this activation, and that is the galactic center, our central sun, the messenger, the cosmic messenger known as 3I, and our sun, our solar sun in our solar system. There is a Trinity activation with those three that are encoded, that are activating us right now. That is part of also what is happening. And the message is coming, it's pinging from the galactic center, being used by the messenger, the cosmic messenger that is bringing what needs to come through into our solar system, depositing, letting go, dispensing, releasing what it needs to, so that it can help. And for those of us who tap into the Trinity, for those of you who have been working in Trinity circles, you have been a part of this. You have been a part in this activation. For those of you who've been working in groups of 3 to 7 even, you have been, and we've been, those of us who've been working with it, we know we've been working in our groups. There's power in this collectivity, in this divine synergy. And you have been a catalyst in activating these dormant codes, if you will. Not just for you, but even more so for the other light colonies, lighthouses, the collective on the light grid. You are doing light grid activation. And for those of you who have been doing that, that is what is also, I wouldn't say perpetuating or propelling the frequencies in the direction that it is going in. So this is very intrinsic. There's so many levels to it. We just have to keep unfolding. There's so much. Like when I say I have pages about this, even what I'm saying to you now, words could not cover all of the understanding. And that's another thing. We have to be okay with not knowing everything. Be okay with not knowing every single nook and cranny, but understanding the truth that does exist in there, and be receptive. It is a receptivity time. So get into your 369, and 6 being the receptive completion in time. All right, wind, I hear you. And the wind says it's time to close it out. Right? Yes, it's like a washing machine. We being washed, right? Full cycle. All right. Mother, father, son. I like that. Mother, father, son, divine, feminine, masculine, Holy Spirit. That Holy Spirit is the feminine energy. Ashe. So with that said, love this conversation. Thank you for being here, and let's chop it up some more as I'm continuing to do the series on the Cosmic Messenger and share with you whatever is coming up. Please feel free to come into any of the lives, and let's talk about it if you have any questions, because when you ask me right then and there, a lot of times my spirit team that's around me right now, that the question is ready on demand. Usually a lot of times when you ask it, it brings down the answer right with it as you're asking it. So let's continue to share this information. Let's roll with the cosmic messenger. Ashe, thank you for sharing this live with me. Thank you for being number 5 with me. I'm looking at 5 right there. Thank you for being alive with me in 5D. Ashe. So each one reach one, teach one. Stay safe. Look out for the workshop. Look out for the calendar. Get the calendar and look out for the workshop that is coming up. Root chakra workshop. Root chakra. I'm saying it 3 times because it needs to click for somebody 3 times. Don't let this miss you. It's going to help with our transition. Ashe. Peace, love, and light. 111. Oh my gosh, as soon as I saw that. 1 11 11 exact. Peace. 11 11.